Hello, this is the Mega Bloks Destiny Atheon set. Comes with 199 pieces officially. It's a very built-up Atheon model. Also has a Harpy on the side, which you can pretend to be a Gorgon if you want. And it comes with a Warlock. Let me get this Harpy out of the way first. Simply put, I think it looks great. And it does come with the stand like that. It's pretty perfect. You know, they have the specialized mold that's used for its kind of carapace pieces, those three major wing type things, and the rest of the pieces are just standard stuff. I think it looks really good. I just wish that they had included parts to kind of transform it into its stable, you know, attack form. Those pieces just aren't included here. You'd have to do some customization and use your own parts. Atheon here was a joy to build. It does have a lot of parts in it that I personally don't recognize, but I'm relatively new to Mega Bloks and I've only or mostly bought stuff from their collector's line. So I'm not familiar with, you know, part molds that they've already had available from earlier stuff from Skylanders or whatnot. So many of these things were not familiar to me, but like I said, lots of small pieces used here. I really feel like I put it together. It was not a matter of you know, preformed stuff making a majority of any section of this. And this uses a joint system that I'm not familiar with, that is new to me, and I've seen it used in some other sets for this year. It works really well. It's very compact and it allows you to do a lot of things with just two parts at each joint, and I will demonstrate how that works. But here you can just see how a lot of small pieces are used in this build. It's got hands with a thumb and three fingers, and very, very posable. The one thing that's not good about the system that they used for the joints, the main limb joints, is that playability is limited because they do tend to come apart if you're not careful. There are many different ways that you can move the joints, but I'll just show you right now. I just wanted to finish letting you see up close what these pieces look like. A lot of transparent or semi-transparent pieces with some kind of tinted, lightly tinted, some of them more heavily tinted, and then plenty also in blue. The head moves around actually pretty well. That's on a ball joint. They actually use a set of parts that are usually used for a gear shift lever down there, so that allows the head to move around quite well. Now let's check out these joints. Let's look at the arm from the back, look at the shoulder, and also the elbows. So let's focus actually on the shoulder. That one's pretty clear. So obviously you have a good range of motion up and down here, and they allow you to move this little armor piece out of the way to get the arm to come all the way up. You can tuck that back in when you want to, but okay, up and down, that's good. You also can rotate, so I'm going to rotate the shoulder joint forward and back, like so, right? So that can go way up. It can actually go farther than that. It can also bring the arm back, like so. So that looks good so far. Additionally, the next level over also has the ability to rotate. Now I'm going to have to hold this in place to make sure it doesn't come apart, but you can rotate this out. So you can have the arm facing outwards completely. You can do that at each joint. Now there's the problem right there. If you're not careful, it will very quickly bring these pieces apart. So that's just something you have to watch out for. It does, like I said, it allows you to pose it a lot, but if you want to do action sequences as a kid, it's not quite so good. You know, if you want to actually be showing you know, some sort of a pound attack or something, or make the thing look like it's walking, not so good. Really, really not so good. But great for posing though, great for collectors and setting up dioramas and scenes, and probably stop motions as well. There's another example of that exact same pair of joints, so you can rotate up and down, and this is something that would allow me to, for instance, bring the weapon across. Let's see how I can get this. Bring the weapon more across the body, and again, popping off. If you're just posing, it's not that big of a deal, but if you're playing, it is going to be a big deal. See, the weapon can be brought across the body like that. It's just really good. You can also rotate the entire forearm. Good stuff, but definitely more for the older crowd than the younger kids. I'm okay with that, but it's just something that you need to know about, I think. The way that the weapon was done, I think is pretty cool because you actually do build it up from standard parts. They did not introduce a new mold for that. So, you know, it's just a satisfying experience, really, putting the whole thing together. And the body, especially how the body went together, that did use, I think this is a new piece right here, but most of the pieces are familiar. The head is obviously new and specialized for him. Now, the Warlock did come with this little plate of terrain and also the smoky colored, you know, slightly tinted pole there, so you can make it look like he is in the middle of jumping. Obviously, he is rocking the new Monarchy gear pretty hard, and he's got Praedyth's Revenge there, so this is not his first time going into the Vault of Glass. That ghost shell, I don't recognize. I don't know what that is. Somebody help me in the comments. Let me know what ghost shell that's supposed to be. It looks like it could be trying to be intrusion, but I don't think it is, because they would have made the stripe thinner and it would have been blue. No, it's green on gray. Is it supposed to represent a dead ghost? I just don't recognize it. Maybe it's just completely slipping me. Maybe it's obvious, but I don't recognize it. Not much for a print around the back, but the prints that are on this figure are nice and crisp, like I like them to be, especially on that bond. Look at that. That's perfect. Also on the cloak. It's just good. I mean, that's a rubbery material. It's easy to get that wrong, but they didn't. And the main print on the front is good. The print around the Samsara style helmet is good. Multiple paint applications there. I'm happy with this guy. Especially like how they got the metallic red color in for the boots. Good stuff. Yeah, very good stuff. Very happy with this Guardian. So ironically, the things that I like most about this set are the Harpy, of all things, and the Guardian figure. Also the Praedyth's Revenge there. The Atheon build is good. It was very enjoyable to put it together, and I really appreciate just how much you can pose this thing up. They really did a good job of choosing the types of joints to allow you to pose it in different ways, but those joints do come apart a bit too easily. No, much too easily. That needs to be worked on, that needs to be fixed. I realize that there's a major trade-off between durability, you know, ease of putting the things together and having them not snap apart when you pull them apart, versus, you know, getting the parts small enough versus having them capture each other well enough. But maybe they didn't do it ideally with this. I think that could use some work for sure in the future. Let me know what you think. What do you think about that joint issue? If you prefer to have small joints that are very, very posable like this, good for display, or if you prefer to have them, you know, a little bit more rugged for play. I look forward to your feedback, and other viewers always appreciate seeing that as well. So thank you for watching. Thank you in advance for sharing what you think, and I'll talk to you again soon.